isn't he in my dreams? I know my confessions sound a little bit obsessive. Try not to upset him with them ordinary texts. I'd rather come around and bless him with my presence. I'd rather be a blessing than to ever be a lesson. What's up, family? I am Anni Loc, and you are listening to a woman's podcast for a woman by a woman. This is Maybe I Can't Relate. And what's up, guys? What's going on, family? The intro, that song that you just heard is called Love. You can find it on all streaming platforms. It is available from Anni Loc. That is who I am. So allow me to introduce myself. I am your host of Maybe I Can't Relate. My name is Anni Loc. And we got a very interesting show for you guys tonight. I'm excited to be bringing you this show. We got a couple topics. Well, really the main topic, okay? The main topic you probably clicked for if you clicked. And shout out to the live audience that's listening right now. Like, the best of the best of the best out there. But, I'm loving you guys. I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching on the Facebook platforms, watching on the StreamYard. BFAM 109.6 online radio. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just heard a little bell. Did y'all hear a bell? Maybe I need to click something off on the computer. Stream, okay? I'm busy, right? And I'm talking. This is a woman's podcast from a woman for a woman. Is actually the truth about strippers. So tonight, who have worked in clubs, and we're going to just take a dive. But at the same time, I'm not judging because I'm a firm believer in two things when it comes to this subject. One is if you want to do something, do that shit. Don't let anybody tell you what you should, or like you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? You don't need somebody else's discouragement making decisions for you. So do you know what you stand for and who you are? Exactly, like know anything unless they have knowledge. Like do your full research, like figure out if that's really something for you. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be taking a deep dive and just seeing the perspective of some different people. Now, after all of that is said and done, I'm going to be telling y'all how to get fine for the summer. So I got like 10 tips that you can use if you want to be like fine for the summer. You want to be a baddie. You want to gloss up. That's what they call it nowadays. You want to gloss up. I'm going to give you some tips. You already know what we do once a week here on Maybe I Can't Relate. I love me carpets. Well, red carpets, and I look around and I kind of like just, and I bring their talk shit. That is not talk shit. Which, excuse me, or I'll just excuse your reaction. So I'm talking my shit, and what goes together and what doesn't. But most of all, I'm just trying to make community. And so this week, on this week's show, we are red carpet at the BET Awards, getting ready to go inside. And that is the sound of the Fashion Police, brought to you by Anni Loc from at Anni Loc Beauty.
She has 2 Fendi purses and a silver Lexus.
I hear her hair is insured for $10,000.
I hear she does car commercials in Japan.
Her favorite movie is Varsity Blues.
One time she met John Stamos on a plane.
And he told her she was pretty.
One time she punched me in the face. It was awesome.
That's right. If I punch you in the face during Fashion Police, it's going to be fucking awesome. If I detain you or put you in handcuffs, it's going to be fucking awesome. If we give you compliments, then just go ahead and walk your walk. And you know what I'm saying? Just thank us later, because we are the Fashion Police. Right? Y'all already know what time it is. I hope you guys can hear me out there good and well. Okay, let's got on the and his date. She is wearing silky type of dress. It's actually not silky, it's just very shimmery. And I do want to say, like, she looked like a tall glass of water, like Aquafina, but is that the water nobody likes? Or is it the Sunny? I don't know. One of them waters, everybody hates it, but she looked like the one that everybody liked. One that a tall glass of water. But I will say, this is the way that you want to do that outfit. If you how it's supposed to look. I hate when they look like aluminum foil. It's like, take that to the trash with the Thanksgiving leftovers. Excuse me, did I do that? He's like tad bit. Am I coming in better now? Okay, next photo. So this was either Tia or Tamara Mowry. Sis, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Well, aesthetic is like a natural beauty. Her and her sister, they do a great job of doing that. The gold bangles are popping. They're popular. Somebody so style type of outfit, kind of hanging over her shoulder. And I thought it was very pretty. She had like a Betty Boop thing going on with her hair, but she this like just fine. Next, you had Keke Palmer, and she was wearing a dress, a black spark mini dress with a thing in the back. It kind of looks like a tutu in the back, and it's just like a bunch of lace, and it's really glittery. I can tell that stars are a part of the inspiration for fashion here in 2025, like, because it seems like people's clothes just have stars on them. Stars, stars, stars. She's wearing the shoes. I used to call them the old lady shoes, but that's okay. You know, Keke, we love you. And those are popping. Some things just don't look that great to me, but they're what's in style. So her shoes are popping. Next photo. So Doechii showed up to the BET Awards sporting a tangerine color outfit. Her dress was really loose fitted in her own original style. You know, her aesthetic is kind of like how would you describe Doechii? Kind of just edgy, really. Like, she has her own type of like sophisticated type of, she puts her own edge to like a sophisticated look, basically. So I could tell also that the gold bangles, like I said, that's what's trending right now. Gold bangles, and I'm loving them. The belts are coming back. So they got these belly chain belts that I've been seeing everywhere again. And Doechii had one on at the BET Awards. She had the trendy long hair with the hoop earrings. So she had these braids going all the way down, damn near to her feet. And I mean, the shoes are cute. They don't match nothing, but they're cute. Next photo. Next, we have I'm going to hold their hands when I tell them this. Snoop, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. Go take that shit off. Okay? Jokes for this super blue outfit that him and his wife wore. They both wore matching blue outfits. Actually, hers has some accentuated shoulder pads. She had on the Michael Jackson hat, which does match the shoulder pads. She had on a purse. She carried some bag that she stood there and held it like in high fashion, pure high fashion style, like pure high fashion body language. However, it's just not doing it for me. I don't like the fit on Snoop. I feel like they didn't have enough time to really get ready for this one. I think he's really busy, maybe. I don't know. I'm giving him excuses, but I'm gonna hold y'all hand when I say this. Man, get your mom and daddy out of here. With that bullshit on. All right, so now she looks like a tree, like a laced up tree. I love the orange with the green. Let me tell you something about this orange with green. Orange goes with green. Why am I saying it like this? That's so rude. This lady, who am I looking at? I'm not sure. My apologies, you guys. But if you're looking at her with me, she had the like the lace green dress on. And it was like the wavy auburn colored hair. That's hot. I feel like that's hot. It just is. Because the colors hit perfectly, like the style just matches each other perfectly. Like you can look like a chandelier and still be the shit. Next photo. Somebody said if she wanted to be naked, then be naked. So I'm never a fan of a soda can that's been cut and a lady squeezed into it. I don't understand why she would want to do that. And, you know, your boobs don't fit in the shirt. And it's just always a no for me. Just the fit. Anytime that I see that fit, it's going to be a no for me. So, like, wear what you love. Who am I? But hell no. And I don't know who that was. It looked like Gabrielle Union with blonde hair. Like, am I tripping? So the next couple on the red carpet had on a black ensemble, and I'm a big fan of the black. I like the dress that the woman has on at the bottom of it because it's got like a lion on the front, and I'm a Leo, so I love everything with a lion on it. I would wear that and like walk like I'm walking. Hair when you're trying to be fancy. And the way he's holding her arm, like, I don't know what's the situation here, but I love their outfits. His chain is perfect with the set. That's how you do the shit. That's how you do it. Like even the shades, like wearing the shades is a risk. I'm not sure if that's Ice Cube or not. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not sure. But can y'all tell me who this is? It says proceed with caution. Thanks, Naomi and Jamie Uso. Oh, I do know them. See, I knew that they looked familiar. So I do know who they are. They're wrestlers. Hell yeah, they look so good on the red carpet. So good. Hey. Look at me now wanting to get body slammed. The next dress on the red carpet, because that's all I'm looking at. Like, I'm not judging you as a person, even though I should, because who in their right mind would come out? I've done it before, though. I wore the boots with the, like, some jacket, and I never wore it again. I'll put it on for, like, a video, and then I saw over clothing, that really shiny silver. That's what this lady has on. It's like a really shiny silver dress. And it just do your thing, honey. Next photo. Next photo is Erica. I mean, her pink dress because I love pink. I love her shoes. I probably will always love the shoes that Erica Mina picks because it's always something that I would pick too, but I'm gonna have to disagree with myself a little bit. It looks like the shoes are a little too pointy at the tip. Y'all know these really expensive. Sometimes like you don't need to be squeezing into something if it isn't fitting. Because I'm gonna look at those feet. I'm feet jewelry like that's perfect. Came from a raunchy network, but the rest without all the jewelry, without the little kitty bullshit in her hair, you know, just being an adult and being like, look, it's giving. The gold bangles. I hope you guys are taking notes. Gold bangles are in style. And so all over her head, turtleneck. When you have a turtleneck, turtlenecks go good with so many different hairstyles, but mostly I would say like the straight down look, the straight flat iron look, and up her outer space. But anyway, the outfit is very nice. Velvet. I keep saying velvet. That's not proper. It's like silk. Okay. It's like a velvet red color, but it's silk. Okay. That's what she had on. Very cute. Next on the red carpet is this guy with his daughter. And somebody said, I know $3 bangles when I see them. Let me tell you something about those bangles. Doesn't really matter where you get them from, probably. Exactly where to get them from. Yeah. T.I.'s daughter, I forgot her name, but she's actually a singer. She's a famous singer. I don't the factory in 2025. They were and they're loving it, and I'm loving it too. That's a very nice watch, Mr. T. The chat said that's tight. Yes, I like. Not a wrinkle, not a stain on them. Girl from the Disney Channel was on the red carpet. Zuri was on the red carpet. It had like a little bit of lace going around the onesie that I tell you what, she was a fairy. Yep, she was a fairy. She did. Her name's Sky. It's not Zuri, it's Sky. There go another wannabe naked motherfucker. Well, she's Texas to judge us for having legs. So I ain't going for that. Yes, I have a drink. I just had to police. Whatever you missed or catch the ones that we had before on previous episodes, you can always go to the social media platform. And we have also Facebook. I mean, it's too. Entertainment. We are the fastest growing entertainment state of Florida. If you're interested in being merchandise, you can contact info@kingscastle for this show. Relate. Now, also I am also co-hosting that show most of the time. Sometimes I don't talk much. I think sometimes I feel like I don't, but I'm there on Thursdays. But most of all, I want to remind you to be here, girl. Be here next week when I'm right back at you with another episode of Maybe I Can't Relate. Go ahead and hop. Why? So in this episode of Maybe I Can't Relate podcast, I'm going to be diving into the world of strippers. Are y'all ready? Let's go. So I was just telling y'all how I believe in two things. You know, the other thing is that if you want to do something, have your life. That education and knowledge that you want to do. Because let's be for real, strip club, you need to be street smart. There are things you should know going in. So I'll be sharing some videos on this topic. I hope to bridge the life is about perspective. We judge people because they're coming from. Yeah, we haven't taken the time to look into something that you maybe can't relate to. Deep dive about
on human trafficking charges, accused of allowing a child as young as 15 to dance in a strip club.
And Channel 9 anchor Darlene Jones reports investigators say this is the first time the owner or operator of a strip club has been arrested on these charges in Orange County.
I first met Willie Sear last year when there was a shooting here outside of his strip club on Orange Blossom Trail. He told me then that crime was not connected to any behavior inside of his strip club. But tonight, investigators say there is other criminal activity that they have linked to him and this club. Human trafficking of a young girl. This investigative report is nearly 300 pages. The details sometimes difficult to read, but the allegations of human trafficking are too serious to ignore.
We believe the first time that she performed there, she was 15. A 15 or 16-year-old teenager should be going to school, doing their homework. They should not be topless in a G-string performing in front of a crowd of people.
A routine traffic stop by an Orange County deputy on Orange Blossom Trail in February of 2021 led investigators to start digging into allegations of human trafficking. A young girl in the car was outed as a stripper at Flash Dancers. The 2-year investigation sparked the arrest of owner William Sear, general manager Jonathan Johnson, assistant manager and house mom Kimberly Sinclair, and manager Paul DeLave. The Metropolitan Bureau of Investigation asserting they all worked in an operator capacity and had the authority and ability to direct and control workers.
When the businesses such as Flash Dancer do not require them to get adult entertainment licenses and allow anyone to come off the street and perform, it opens the possibility that you're going to have juveniles in there.
Tomas Lares is the founder of United Abolitionists, dedicated to raising awareness about human trafficking in Central Florida.
We've seen this over the years, that the survivors have told us, that they were recruited at a strip club. Of course, always, the strip club owner or whatever business that is will state they had no idea.
This time, MBI investigators have a stack of evidence laid out in this lengthy report, including photos from in the club showing house fees and shifts for the dancers, photos of the type of license required to legally strip here, envelopes showing how much the house mom allegedly took in and how much girls were paid, and text messages exchanged with undercover agents.
We were able to establish that this juvenile performed there at Flash Dancer probably over 30 times.
And you can see here behind me that the club appears to be closed because of some renovations happening here. We have now learned that they could actually lose the license here. We'll be monitoring that part of the story.
Because it's important that we answer or made you start dancing? Why? That covers one way. Some females are brought at a young age. It's up there to not judge so harshly. If you are, if somebody is very young, if they're already like 22, and they're in the club and that's where they work, or they're working in that type of industry, sometimes we only look at it like, oh, rich people are out of touch. But at the same time, like, the middle class could be out of touch with things too. You're out of touch with the struggle that's or not having a support situation where you have no protection and things like that. It's a very hard lifestyle to get out of. So that makes sense that they would grow up and still be there. So that video also said that they find girls from the clubs. So if you're thinking about doing something like that, if you're out there, be extra careful in that world. So the next video we're going to play, we listening to a young woman who danced until she couldn't dance anymore. It's legal, like I said, but it's street life and it's nothing to play with. So, yeah, let's hop right into it.
Crying. My last day working as an exotic dancer. And I was telling myself, this is not how my story is gonna end. Because I would remember every time I went in there, it was just dark. The darkness. Not just the ambiance of the room, but how it felt being there. Full of drugs, alcohol, liquor. Full of women. Not an empowering space of women. Full of women, full of competition. They don't want you to take their person, or just things like that. It was just a negative place, and I'm like, I can't do this my whole life. I know that I'm struggling. I know that I need help. And I know that I can't pay my rent this month. And I know that opportunities are not coming to me at all, even as hard as I try. But I can't keep doing this anymore. It got to a point where even the customers in the club were like, girl, this is not you anymore. What are you doing here, sis? What are you doing here, babe? You need to leave. because my spirit was not for that place. And a lot of us get, when we're in uncomfortable situations, we think that we have to do things that are unmoral just to get by. And I'm telling you, if you just trust God, He will make things work for you. God has something better for you. And people would even tell me, like, Tamara, why would you share that? Why would you tell people you're an exotic dancer? But the thing is, after I called on God and He saved me from that situation when I didn't know where to turn, when nobody could save me, but God did. And now He's telling me, because I prayed to Him over and over again, God, what do you want me to do for you? What is my calling for you? Because I'm here to live for you. And when He told me clearly, this is my calling, I want you to use your story and what you've been through to help other women leave that dark place. Leave the place that you went. You know how it is. You know that I have a plan for every one of your brothers and sisters, and you know that this is not the place that they should be. So if God wanted me to use my story to help other people, then I'm going to do whatever it takes for Him. Yes, it feels uncomfortable. Yes, I do get judged. A lot of people close to me judge me, telling me, oh, you're never going to get married because of your lifestyle. You won't get a good job because people look at that. And that haunts me sometimes, but you have to trust God, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm faithfully walking this out because He saved me from this, and I want to help any woman who feels the same way to leave. This place is not you.
Come on.
And the transition outside of that lifestyle, it's difficult getting out of that lifestyle because that is the easy road. And a lot of us like to take the easy road, but not knowing that the easy road is going to be hard. But if you take the hard road, then later it's going to be easy. So I want y'all to understand that.
Oh, I look frozen on the screen. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but we got some comments in the chat. Hello, hello. My screen is frozen. Can you hear me? Somebody put a 1 in the chat if y'all could still hear my stream right now. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. So I'll just keep talking. It looks like my screen is frozen on my end, but that's all good. So we just listened to a female who admitted that she was just dancing to pay her bills and she thought it was an easy way out. Do you know that for some people it's not just the easy way out? And then for you, it could become not just the easy way out because look what happened to her. It's a lot of risk and things involved in that lifestyle. So my advice, I would give advice though, because I don't want to discourage anybody if they really, really, really need to do what they got to do at this point in time. Like you really need to, first of all, keep learning, you know what I'm saying? But have an end game plan. Like if it's something that you need to do for a certain amount of time, do it for that certain amount of time, because there's a lot of risks that go into that lifestyle. There's a risk of financial exploitation. Like some of the clubs, they want to end up pimping you by the end of the night, taking all the money that you made or like giving you fees and stuff like that. And I would say never sit there and act like a club is a real job anyway. Like I said, it's street life. So if you act like it's a real job, then they're going to treat like they'll sit there and start treating you like you need them, you know, and I don't think that that's a good way to go about it. Like if you're going to do something, do it all the way. And it's like a lot of different places where you can work at if you're going to be in that line of work. So you're at risk for financial exploitation, not to mention the people. Anyway, it's just at risk. It's just a risk. There's health hazards to it. It could be like lack of sanitation. Like I think that when you go downstairs or in the back of like a lot of those clubs, it's like a basement or dirty or like it just smells like mildew. I know that some bars smell like mildew. So it's not good sanitation. Somebody says stop being picky, like your ass can't work at a burger joint. Well, there's not as much money, but I mean, if you feel like you're too good for the burger joint, you got to be careful because you might be setting yourself up for failure. So you already got to have like this mentality already of like, somebody giving you some game, or at least you try to get your own knowledge about things, because you can't go into something blindly. But like I was saying, you get a potential exposure to STDs and other health risks, like sitting on people's laps. I think the lap dance is sitting on somebody's lap. So, and then some places you can't touch the girl, but like I said, sitting on somebody's lap or sitting on them bar stools and stuff, like you could catch diseases through that, and you're not really wearing much down there. And I'm pretty sure you catch something, you know. So that's something you want to think about, like just the uncomfortableness that you'll be going through throughout the night. Like listen to other people in order to learn a lesson. Other risks are sexual violence. Always got to be alert, like be alert of your privates and your goodies and shit, because like you're in that environment. Like a customer, or I almost said client, like a client or customer might want to reach and grab you or do something, you know, that would be considered assault on the street, but there it's going to be considered part of the job. So like you want to be kind of alert, you know what I'm saying? Like if you can, I guess, you know, if you can, because that's almost like blaming the victim, but that's the type of lifestyle that you're trying to get into if you're trying to go there. Because when something happens, it's always going to be like, well, this bitch was on the pole. This bitch was a stripper. This hoe. Like, what? So you need to protect your own self. There's psychological trauma. So for instance, if you had any kind of trauma in the past, like abuse or anything, like all that being there is going to do is remind you of that. So that might lead you into drinking. You understand? You get stigmatization. That means that your family and shit might not want to talk to you no more. This is all the stuff that comes along with it. Like this is all the stuff that girls that work there that's getting that bag, they've already accepted it. Or they not dealing with it well and they drinking and they doing too damn much. They drugging and drinking, and that's not a good thing either. So that's why you want to have your end game. You want to have your plan and know what you're there for. You know, some girls get into dissociation mechanisms. So like you'll be zoning out, or you just drink too much to cope with the work demands. They end up on drugs. You can have body image issues. Hopefully you're a lot stronger than that. You know, like going in, you gotta be a lot stronger than that, even going in. Like, how much do you even value somebody's opinion? It's just a whole mentality that comes with it. Like, if you don't got the mentality, then it can eat you alive. So somebody said, just like you tell the dope boys, you can't retire selling dope and you can't retire selling booty. Exactly. Stop being picky, like your ass can't work at a burger joint. Oh, I already read that one. It says everyone struggles from now and again. She had choices. Okay, I was trying to unfreeze my screen, but it didn't work. So like body image issues is like you feeling like you're not good enough. Like, listen, I done known girls that will cry if they don't make $1,000. Like you feel like you're not shit if you don't. Like if you live that lifestyle for so long, then that's what you tie your worth to. So it could leave you with body image issues. Like you want to go put fake breasts in and fake body parts and all of this other stuff. And it can lead to some social isolation. Like I said, like you just feel different than the rest of the world. People always try to act like, oh, stripper, when it's really not. Well, to a lot of people, it is a big deal. So it could be like a lot of social isolation for some people with that. Comment says, and now y'all got to compete with the men. Oh, yeah. In Orange County, Florida, some of them ladies wasn't ladies at birth. I believe you. Yes, the men. That's why you got to get all the fake body parts. And these men got everything. The men got the butts. But you know what they don't have? Estrogen. You know what they don't have? A smooth chin. It ain't smooth enough. We can go ahead to the next video. We're going to look at a girl who spiraled into drug use from being at the club.
I was about 16. So you started stripping at 16?
Yes, I did.
What got you into that business?
Seeing my sister Em struggle with the bills and stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? And I'm just like, I tried to push myself so they can have.
I would literally come home from work making $7.25, and she would have just like money on the bed. And I'm like, no, we got it. We gonna figure it out.
Very well. Let's pop into the next video. I'm sharing videos with y'all tonight. I hope y'all enjoying it.
Percocet.
Subscribe.
And it was to the point where I literally needed them to work. Like I couldn't even, yeah. And so I just woke up and I was just like, I came to reality and I'm just like, Mom, I need to go to rehab. She like, for what? Nobody knew what was going on. And I was like, I'm addicted to Percocet. She was like, what? Stop playing. I'm like, I'm not playing with you. And she was like, okay. Like, when did this start? I'm like, whatever. That don't even matter. I just need to go. But in my head, I was getting so depressed. It felt like the only reason I was waking up every day was because I had kids to take care of. I hadn't prayed in years. Like I said, I was dancing. I was drinking at least 4 double shots of Patron every night going into the club. I was just fucked up for a majority of my life. Waking up in the morning with my kids, I was still lit from the night before, you feel me? Like, I wasn't able to really operate the way I needed to for them fully. So it was eating me up. And I remember I had a friend. She was like an angel out of nowhere. She just hit me up like, can I take you out to eat? We spent the weekend together. She was so fucking happy the whole time. I was happy too, right? Until my perk ran out. And I'm talking about, we went to Jeju, then, no, we went to Roof Chris, then we went to Jeju. You know, Jeju is a 24-hour spa. The perk ran out, and I'm looking like, I asked her, I said, why are you so happy? She was like, what do you mean? I said, how are you so happy? And she was like, you know, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't feel that way. I was like, I don't feel that way. She's like, you gotta manifest your life. You gotta get a journal. You gotta start writing. You gotta write your feelings down. Write what you want. From that day forward, I bought a journal. That was my first journal. And that was the moment my life changed. I literally wrote on that paper. And I didn't even mean to make it a prayer. I was just writing how I felt. Everything that was going on in my relationship, in my life, how I felt down. I wasn't even identifying what it was Percocets. It was just more so me identifying with I'm just not happy. By the second day, I said I know exactly what it is. It's the Percocets. And I prayed about them. And I put an amen at the end of that prayer. To the point where I was so addicted to them, my body was like jittering without them. Yeah. Like, that shit is really real. The Percocets really will fuck you up and have you addicted like it's some goddamn crack or some shit when you trying to get off of them. I had to sit down and write before we went out with the kids that day, and I asked God to take away any symptoms that was in my body that made me feel like, I was jittery or whatever. And it's so crazy, when I wrote it down, a few hours passed and all the symptoms had went away. That wasn't my first time trying to stop taking Percocets. I had tried many times. That's why I got to the point where I finally told my mama and I wanted to go to rehab because I needed help. But that was the first time I actually prayed in years, and I actually wrote it down on paper. And every symptom I felt in my body, it dissolved, and I had never looked back since. I literally was able to stop cold turkey. So I have 8 journals now, and writing has been like my key in life, and it eventually led me to not dancing no more.
All right. So the comments say all these rappers be rapping about that ain't cool. I mean, that's the lifestyle that they live. Like, that's the exact lifestyle. I feel like strippers and dope boys kind of go together. I always feel like that because they up all night. Like, they just be doing the same thing, like just counting money. Yeah, and a lot of them be on that nose booger. True, that's what she was saying. But luckily for her, she had a support system. If you have a support system, don't take that for granted. Like, it's people that have to really pull themselves up, and you need somebody to be able to go to and tell them, like, look, I'm struggling with something. I need help. I'm struggling with something. And she had her mom, like she said, she was able to tell her mom, like, look, I'm stuck on Percocet. She, like, basically her mom didn't even know. Her mom didn't even know. So it's always going to be up to the person that's on a drug to be able to want to get help for themselves. You can't really force somebody else. So if you're out there and you're struggling with something, you might hear something being repeated. No, this ain't a religious show, but you hear that these girls keep talking about God. So, prayer works, and that might be something you might want to try. She was saying that she couldn't even dance without the Percocets. So if you need all of that to be able to do it, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. And I know that sounds crazy, but yes, it's people out there that can dance on stage and on a pole without being dead ass drunk. So if you're doing that, that means you're miserable. It's other ways that you can make it in life. And I'm not the type to sit there and be like, And I don't want y'all to. Like, that's what this show is about. I don't like the women that sit there judging, like, well, at least I'm not shaking my ass. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's some rapper that just posted a picture of her, like, with a big bag of money. And, like, this girl took it up on herself to, like, make a post, you know, kind of like a hate post. Like, she's shaking her ass in the club. And I'm not defending her, but, like, we're all adults and we all do what we want to do. You know, we all do what we want to do. And if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for anything. So it's people out here that's slow, some people that's fast, and it doesn't matter where you're working at. So Zoe said, I was dancing at the nursery home and I only had a shot of liquor. Good for you, sir. Her mom was like, shut the hell up and go make that money. We about to get evicted. I believe her mom maybe was on something like that, but I mean, at least she had somebody to talk to. Maybe her mom was on that. Maybe she wasn't. You're throwing me off with that bullshit. What you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, we don't know the character of that girl's mom, but like she said, she wasn't able to work without her Percocet. So I would say, like, don't be on drugs. Like, always watch your drink. Stay sober. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not there for friends. So you're not there to give a fuck who cares, who's holding a grudge about you taking their customer. That's going to be their customer when you leave this club, bitch. Like, fuck you and that customer. I'm trying to do my 3 months. I'm trying to do my, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do my 1-2 and get up out of here. So you're not there for friends. Guard your body, like I said. Do not do private parties. Do not be trusting these females and going to private parties and bullshit with them. Because if you do want to do that, then you need to know the whole rules. And I'm not here to tell you the whole rules because you can get in trouble for that. And I think I went to prison for that before, for like telling people stuff that they could do. And that's a crime. So I'm not going to do that. But don't do private parties. Let's listen to the next video. It's the girl that went to she trusted her fucking friend. She trusted her friend. And here's what happened.
So I wanted to give y'all a quick story time about how I almost got trafficked with my best friend. Well, literally
long story.
Set up in traffic. This is why you should trust who you hang around and watch your surroundings at all times. I was dancing in this little hole in the wall in New Orleans, and I had met this girl at the strip club my first night. She was telling me how she was best friends with my best friend, but I had never heard of this girl a day in my damn life. So when I asked my friend, at the time dance partner as well, I was like, hey, do you know this chick? She claims that she knows you. And she was like, yeah, she's cool. You know, she's been dancing here a long time. We consider her like an OG. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm already getting in with the OGs. And if you know, like when it comes to dancing, I actually knew I was literally a baby dancer, like 19. I'm 27 now. She invited me to brunch the next day. Mind you, I didn't stay in New Orleans. I stayed in Mississippi. And I didn't have a car at the time. Like I said, I was like freshly out of high school. And she pulls up in this Mercedes and she texts me that she's outside. So yeah, I get in the car and she was already being a little awkward. Like, she was cool for the takeoff, but y'all, once we got on the interstate, craziest shit I had ever heard in my life. One of the questions was like, how would your family feel if you never came back? Like, if they never seen you again? Like, girl, who asks that, first of all? But anyway, I kept going with it. So I'm listening. I'm just telling her stuff. I'm telling her, like, why I started dancing, you know, what's my goal dancing. Because at the time, I was really into, like, just the pole work of the, I didn't care too much about shaking ass and shit. And she was real fit, y'all. Like, this, I don't know. So also, I started to notice on the ride, you know, to New Orleans, I would ask to go to, like, fast food and stuff. She didn't eat fast food. Like I said, she was real fit, and she had a very strict diet. She's ordering, like, I think like a parfait or something from McDonald's. I was ordering, like, all type of stuff, you know. Y'all, wasn't the mission to go get brunch? Okay. So I'm texting my friend. She has my location. I'm texting her, you know, every time that we, you know, make a little stop or whatever, just to let her know, like, everything's okay. Like, I'm with such and such. You know, she real cool so far. So mind you, while I'm making these phone calls, the girl is also making phone calls, but it's like a man's voice I'm hearing on. I mean, every time we stop, y'all, we could literally, like, and I brought my little chihuahua too at the time with me as an emotional support animal. I didn't care at all. I bring my dog everywhere. She would stop and, like, call this man every single time we would stop or pull over. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I told my friend, I'm like, girl, does she have a boyfriend? Like, I'm saying to her, like, hey, do you know she got a boyfriend or something? Because every time we make a stop, she's calling this man, telling him where we at. My friend was taking too long to respond after I asked her if, if there was like a man involved or whatever. Did she have a man? Mind you, okay, we get to the girl's house. Y'all tell me why we walk in and her lights are out. Her lights are out. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what we gonna do if the lights out? So guess who she calls? This man. So she's like, hey, like the lights are out. Like, what are we supposed to do? I'm supposed to be getting ready for brunch, but the lights are out. Like, it's like as if the lights are out was like a fucking keyword or something. Then we go to this hotel, motel type of place. I keep telling y'all this is like 2015, 16 at the time. So yeah, motels, hotels, it really didn't matter. So we check into this motel, and girl, when that motherfucker got on that phone that last time to tell that man where we was at, I lost it. Because why do you keep calling him and telling him where we're at? Why does he need to know every little move? Like, it's not making sense. We get a knock on the door. It's the man. It's
So what she goes on to say is that he wanted her to save his number, and when she went to save his number, she's like, what do you want me to save your number as? What's your name? And he told her, call him. I thought she was gonna say daddy, but she said call him King. And it was just like really weird. Like her friend ended up showing up, and it was like some type of setup situation that she was very, very, very uncomfortable with. Like he ended up telling her like, oh, your best friend, I've been knowing her. She's been one of my girls for a long time. So basically the girl's been working probably as a prostitute or escort, and was attempting to pull her in or something like that. That's what it seems like was going on. So my comment says that she took too long to tell a story. I slightly agree. And they also said that she keeps patting something on her face. It ain't nothing on the brush. Stop capping. Sir, you know this is a woman's podcast. She was doing her makeup. But she was doing her makeup and telling the story, a precautionary tale to you ladies out there, you young ladies out there. Don't be trusting nobody. If you are going to work somewhere like that, you want to get in and out. You don't want to be involved with anybody that's going to change the course of your life in the future. And that's just something you could be aware of. So I'm done with that. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I'm wrapping that up. Make sure that you go check out my sponsors, kingscastleent.com, and also on Instagram at Anni Loc Beauty. It's spelled ANNILOC Beauty. Anni Loc Beauty is a boutique with women's beauty items and also fashion items, little clothing and things that I have, shoes and shades and earrings and accessories. So before we get off the line tonight, I do want to give y'all some tips to get fine, because you can count on me to give you tips such as this. So if you want to get fine, I'm going to need you to commit to working out 3 times a week. Get your notebook out, matter of fact, because I'm telling you what to do. You're going to start working out 3 times a week, and it could be anything. It could be 10 minutes at least, okay? Just put something on YouTube and just get to it. Okay, baby steps. Next, I want you to have a Jesus glow. That means you're going to sit back and you're going to take notes, y'all. You're going to sit back and you're going to meditate at least 10 minutes a day. You're going to meditate or pray. Like, just sit back in silence and quietness and relax your face, relax every muscle in your body. You need to also decide in the mirror, look in the mirror and decide that you believe in yourself. Tell yourself, because you're going to have to be a baddie mentally before you become it physically. You're going to have to already have confidence before you have the things that you're reaching for. Okay? So number 4, give yourself a sweet treat every day. That means something that makes you smile. I'm not talking about goodies. We trying to get snatched. We're not eating cakes and cookies. So give yourself a sweet treat. That means something that makes you smile. You like to, y'all know what the hell that is. Anything that makes you smile, just go ahead and do it. This can prevent fine lines. That means, like, take a walk, wear a face mask and relax. Put on satin PJs, feel good before bed, or just watch your favorite show. Number 5, drink water. Our water is going to be 3 liters a day. Y'all ready? All right, girls. So we drinking 3 liters of water, right? Every day. Number 6, no sugar or alcohol. So I'm probably gonna like mess up on that one sometimes, but I think I can commit to only on the weekends. I don't put sugar in my oatmeal anyway. I just do oatmeal, fruit, and peanut butter. So number 7, exfoliate and double cleanse. That means we're going to exfoliate once a week at least. You know, you're going to use a sugar scrub, some type of scrub, and cleanse your face with the scrub. And then you're going to double cleanse every time you wash your face. That means you don't use the face wash once, you're going to use it twice. So somebody in the chat said, is vodka the same as water? If you want to look like shit in 20 years. Number 8, dress well. So if you want to be fine, you got to dress good. Like, it's not that hard to dress good. Just be clean, put on little accessories, put on earrings, fix your hair. Number 9 is smell good. So these are all things that we all can do to kind of just go ahead and gloss up and get fine for the summer. I guarantee if you do these things for like, 2 months, 3 months straight, you're going to start noticing a difference. And it doesn't take much time to do these things either. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I definitely enjoyed being here with you. Is this just for women? I hope so, because that no alcohol stuff is crazy. Well, alcohol be giving you like body fat on your stomach that you can't get rid of. You ever heard of a beer gut? Like, why would a woman want a beer belly if she can prevent it or like get rid of it? I'll throw the beer out the window. See, it's all about what you're willing to do. For the things we want, we have to be willing to do things in order to get it. Like, that's just how the world works. If you're not willing to get what you want, then you're probably not a person that has that. So don't be mad at somebody else. I hope Hootie Who is listening so he can get right for Hector. Hector doesn't come to my show. He's one of our viewers on Thursdays. He usually comes in and harasses some people on our panel. Alcohol abuse. Well, no, if you're going to throw that beer out, throw the beer out. It's definitely not alcohol abuse. It's abuse of yourself if you want different results and you're not doing anything for those different results. You got to get rid of something. I'm going to start feeding this guy because it looks like Zobo is in my chat. He only go on when Hootie is on. I believe it. I believe Hector only shows up when Hootie is on. You know. Tonight was just an excellent show, though, in my opinion, because I feel like somebody out there could use the words that they heard tonight. And that's from all sides. So even if you're just this conservative woman, sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. And that's kind of like rough for me to say that. I stopped in the middle of my sentence because I'm knowing that it's a little bit of a lesser person than a conservative, so-called conservative. Because they're like, conservatives are educated, right? I feel like anybody that's educated should already know like about different levels to society and why certain things are happening, even in America, from down to human trafficking all the way to why the culture is so sexualized and why somebody would end up in a club. So it says, yeah, don't be a stripper for 20 years and then try to play a victim. Well, I would agree. Don't be a stripper for 20 years and then be mad because you didn't have a plan. Like Anni Loc just told you have a plan or don't take your ass over there. It's easy to get caught up, especially when you're high, I think, Some people probably been high for 10 years and don't even know. Kids mad at them and everything. But y'all, it's been real. That's the end of our show. Make sure you tune in next week. Same time, same place.
Close my eyes and he in my dreams. I know my confessions sound a little bit obsessive. Try not to upset him with them ordinary texts. I'd rather come around and bless him with my presence. I'd rather be a blessing than to ever be a lesson.
What's up, family? I am Anni Loc, and you are listening to a woman's podcast for a woman by a woman. This is Maybe I Can't Relate.